Okay, very frustrating game this weekend. Very unusual game. We are real disappointed and frustrated right now in our on our football team. We're coming back though. It's going to we'll get back to where we need to be shortly. The game went. I was concerned about this game from the very start. I was concerned with our preparation, not necessarily our practices. I thought our practices were pretty darn good. And we just kind of left it up there. And I thought there was an overconfidence with this team that we shouldn't have been. I thought we were too relaxed before the game. I've been in this profession a long time and kind of saw that kind of creeping into our attitude before the game, at which time I stopped us in pregame on the field before the game and kind of told the players how I felt that they weren't preparing like minors prepare, even in our warm-ups. The intensity and enthusiasm wasn't there. And I said, you got 20 minutes to get it ready to go. And we came out just like I was in my back of my mind thinking that might happen to us, and that's obviously came out and fumbled the ball, and then they just throw a simple pass, and we have two guys caught flat-footed, and they catch on their very first play a touchdown, and now it's 7-0, and then we have an offsides penalty, and then we have two holding penalties. So it's and we're behind in the game. So at halftime we regrouped, and it was kind of like getting hit in the face, boom, like that, you know, right there in the nose. Are you going to just sit back and grovel now and kneel and cry, or are you going to fight back? And so I was very proud of the fact that, and I don't think anybody that ever sees this play is going to say, hey, we're not tough, or we're not fighters, or we don't, you know, we give up. We're not like that. This team is not like that. This team will bust its tail to the very end. We didn't necessarily play great football the whole game, but we certainly played hard, and we came back after halftime saying, Coach, you were right. You know, we didn't get ourselves prepared like we should get prepared, and we need to go into every single game being the way that we have a program here and a way that we do things, and it's a winning formula. And if we do it, we'll win. Of the players that went on this trip, 30 or 35 of them were our first-year players. So as a coach, you got to remind these guys all the time. Continually reminding them to do the little things. You do the little things, the big things will take care of themselves. I mean little things. And we want them to act a certain way when we go on a trip. We want them to act a certain way when we're at a hotel. Be on time. Be attentive. Be serious, not uptight, but serious approach to the game. Confident, but not relaxed. There's a difference between being anxious to play and being confident and not being really relaxed. I want a little edge about you. This is a war. It's not a war, but I mean it's combat. It's physical. It's tough, and that's the way that's the way you should get your body and your mind ready to go. And it's hard to just turn it on. If you're a fifth-year senior team, that's one thing. You can do that maybe. But a young team like this needs to be constantly reminded, and that's what we're going to do. I mean, that's our job. That's what I'm the leader, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to make sure that we are taking care of all the little things so that the big things will take care of themselves. And we'll do that, you know, starting in practice. Of course, after the game, I was just like most of our fans, furious, and our team very mad at themselves, mad at everybody, you know. I mean, in that kind of a situation, you're just mad. You're mad at everybody. But the sun rose up again, and people are looking to me and to our coaches for leadership, and we're going to give the players the leadership that is the correct way. We know what we're doing, and unfortunately, we've been here before, and we can get back on track. The game, I said it was going to boil down to Chase Clement, their quarterback. He probably had the ball and was responsible for the play in 75 plays against us. And we had 7 guys on that field that couldn't tackle him. That he was a better athlete than. We had to contain, was what we needed to do going into the game. We talked about that all week. We did containment drills, and we did not contain him. Number 81, they're All-American. They're going to throw the ball to him in third downs. He's going to look there first. He was on the average of looking to him 16 times a game going into that game, and he completed 11 passes. So they did make plays on us. There's no question about that. And their quarterback was the difference. And their athletic director at Rice is a good friend of mine, and he was at Washington State when I was there. And Jason Gesser was our quarterback at Washington State, and he was very similar to this kind of guy. And I said, that he just reminds me so much of Gesser, because there were 7 guys on our defense that couldn't get to him, couldn't touch him. That was the linebackers in the forefront. And as much as we talked about containment, we didn't do it. Instead of at the last minute, we'd turn inside the guy when we should be worried about containment, concerned with containment, and we just did it several times. And you have him covered. He's standing right next to you. There's no way they're going to throw the ball to this guy because I got him covered, and he throws the ball right over there, and you just can't reach it, and he catches it. And so we were, very disappointed the way that we played. We had numerous opportunities to score more points. We were not effective in the red zone. We weren't effective in short yardage. Vitito showed a lot of courage in the game. He bruised his shoulder and was in a lot of pain and fought through it and played pretty good. We couldn't. Their linebackers stuffed our run. We didn't get going with that, and it wasn't something we had a lot of confidence in the fourth quarter doing. If we'd had more confidence in the running game and could have ran in the fourth quarter, I think it would have been a little bit different. But always just hang on to the football. That was our number one goal. Hang on to the football. We fumble once on offense, and we fumble a fair catch. And they turned the ball over numerous times, enough times to lose that game, and it wasn't good enough for us to win. Our special teams, however, won that 1/3 of the phase of the game. We played extremely hard, covered really, really well except for one kickoff. We returned at a good kickoff return, a good punt return. We went to dual safeties in the punt return because he was a scatter punter. It worked great for us. We caught the ball well, and Demps ran it up there real good on one return. Our onside kicks were good. Our punt coverage was good. Our punter did pretty good. Our kicker did pretty good. Obviously, the onside kicks worked great. We screwed up their pooch punt or pooch kickoff. I don't know if they were really trying to do that as an onside, but we had miscommunication. The ball bounced just right, and everything worked their way for that one that they got in good position, putting the defense in a horrible position.